So, is everything working, right? Don't bother looking at these things. I was just setting up my live stream. So, where am I gonna find my live stream, man? Okay, Cavs, probably here. So, is it working great? So, I'm not hearing any voice here. Is this the max volume? Okay, okay, chat. I'm gonna reuse the name chat for you, the chat bots here, not the chat bots for my fans here. Probably there's no viewers, right? But what we're going to do today is just we're gonna backtest the entire day. I found this rest day, so why don't I try to backtest the entire day? First thing, we need to close this. Before closing this, let's just show you. Let's make a really quick short intro. This video. I love me.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the moon comes shining through to make those cobwebs in my mind. When I think of you sometime,
Time
I want to spend it with
with
you.
you,
Just
the
the two
two
of
of us.
us. We can make it if we try.
This
Just the
probably
two
gonna
of
be
us.
our intro for
The two of
most
us.
of our videos.
Just the two of us. Here in the hotel, safe and sound. Just the two of us. You and I.
So let's start on the today's live stream, man. So first of all, what we're gonna do is I'm going to try to hide my, private things like my email, but I'm going to show you where I'm going to basic the to backtest our strategy today. I don't make any strategy. We're just gonna invent one and try to look at if it's gonna be successful. So we're already logged in to where I'm at this stage very broke, so I'm using free websites like this, and probably most of my trades are trades that I didn't put my money in. This trade, I just put it here like I was sure that it's gonna go up. I know that it's probably gonna work even now. You may think that because it's my stop loss, it probably don't work, right? But I'm very sure that this trade is gonna work, and probably gonna go around these tops. And we're gonna put additional confluences while we were going to backtest our strategy. So this is where I would backtest most of my strategy. And as you can see, I haven't been active since October. October was my best month. I was active every single day, but I didn't found anything. So I backtested a lot, but most of them are not that much of a big deal. I was just playing with my money, not managing the risk, risking having $5,000 account, I would be risking 500, maybe the whole account 5,000. That's why most of the other thing is when you look at this $9 shit, they are not the initial balance was not $5,000 because at this time my capital was only $10 that I started from $10. Most of this that you're going to look at, maybe probably this also is the account that I traded $10 to $218. I try to flip sometimes. I use sometimes $1,000. I use sometimes $5,000. I use here, as you can see, $10, probably, and never judge me like that. I could turn 5,000 to $11. I'm not that kind of loser here. But let's just start our new session here and let's see what we can do. I was thinking of showing you something and I thought I'd forget about it. So let's start with something like $1,000 here. Session name, first live stream, right? First live streams, USD is gonna be our today's pair. Let's okay. First of all, we need to go back to January, right? January. Let's give ourselves 1 year and see how much we can flip $1,000 to. Just I'm going to try to explain everything while we were trading, and this is gonna be it. This is how you would create your session. And the other thing I want to show you guys is you probably need to open Notion so that you could write the things that you found awesome right as soon as you got them because you don't need to forget them. Yeah, go online. My internet is kind of like it's never intended to be on. It mean that it's probably don't work. Two things that consume a lot of internet, like live streaming and Notion also use internet to bring up those images that I've tried to put here. So this is how I journal my findings after I found something. This probably don't read it. I was using like live transcripts. I'll go to ChatGPT and while I was you can talk to her, and after she transcribe everything, copy and paste it. That's how what I did here. It's probably most of the I didn't even got the time to work on it and try to check what I've said here. You know, I'm a loser sometimes. I don't work I don't want to work that much. So today that's how what we're gonna do. I'm gonna open my Notion in my second monitor here, probably bring it around here, and this is gonna be it for today. I could, show you what my second monitor would look. I would need to go to the here display capture and change it to here. This is gonna be my second monitor, and if we're gonna change it, go back to the first monitor, this is gonna be the look of the first monitor. You probably guys. Okay, okay, leave it to me. Okay. So first thing is I probably know this part. I start trading when the market was here. I know this time. I took a lot of trades here. I know that the market was going to be bearish around here after taking this liquidity. I was literally uh, here, thinking that the market is gonna go bearish. And yes, it goes bearish, but I didn't make any money at the time because that's just my start of my career. So what I'm thinking is that even I could show you like my go back to where I start journaling videos, I told you that this is gonna be the accumulation and there would be a manipulation coming, which is probably gonna be here, and there's gonna be a distribution to somewhere like probably around to these places. As I told you, I told my friend this. I told my friend that it's gonna come around here, and it did. We could go to TradingView and I can show you what's gonna happen. But because we have the handy site here, we're not gonna trade in the daily time frame because I know what happened. I was looking at the market here. I was trading and get busted. I've blowed a lot of account here, so we could go to 1 hour and see what's gonna happen. But before that, what the market probably is doing here is I haven't. I was here. I moved to Nasdaq. I didn't see this part of the price action. I was here trading Nasdaq, so I probably forget most of the things. But I still know that I know what I know is right now is that the market is gonna go up. But I don't know every single detail, so we're gonna trade that thing. So what the market is gonna do is it's probably taking liquidity, as you can see, guys. It's probably taking liquidities. So I wouldn't say that the market is not gonna is going to come around here. No way, man, because it's just too far. For the market to come around here, something need to do because this is the daily time frame, not 1 minute time frame. So it's probably not gonna come here. So let's just think that this is gonna be the end of this bearish move. The other thing that I would emphasize is there is a trend here that the market built and probably took it. So we shouldn't be caring that much about that thing. But yeah, trend line, guys, is a must. I'm going to show you how you could use them to trade much more good setup. I didn't pay for this website, so probably gonna be ad breaks in the middle. So you guys could have a chat for 50 seconds or more, less. Let's just close this, shall we? So let's go. I hope the live stream is doing well. Not well, meaning that a lot of viewers, but I hope it's not laggy. So as I told you guys, it's probably bullish, right? So let's go to the 4 hour time frame and see what we could find. So the market was building trend lines. Yeah, trend lines, those big markets, what do you call them? I don't. Yes, I was ICT trader, but I forget about the concept here. But what I want to say here is those big traders would try to take this trend line. The big traders, what do you call them? The institution, right? The institutions are probably gonna take this kind of liquidities. Trend line liquidities are going to be taken, raided. So as you can see, there is kind of trend here that goes like this, right? So probably the market is gonna go bullish and break everything here. I'm not a support and resistance trader. I'm not a supply demand trader. I'm not a IC trader. I don't know how to trade, but we're just gonna invent one. As I told you at the first start of this stream, we're gonna invent one. So we're not gonna get biased and go through ICTs and living support and resistance. We're gonna use everything that we found and make our own strategies here, probably. So what happened is that there are a lot of people. Let me go through this what I think is happening. So there are a lot of people who've shorted here and get this amount of profit. There are a lot of people who've shorted here and make profit. There's also another people who've shorted here and make profit. But there are some people are gamblers, they don't have the right mindset, so they probably didn't take their profit here. So I mean, didn't take their profit here. So they probably left it and think that the market is gonna go much more bearish so that they could make a lot of money. So sometimes if that's gonna happen, the market is gonna stop going bearish and take these guys out. And if it's probably gonna start its move, it's not going to stop here. It's just gonna go much more higher than this. As I told you in the daily time frame, it's probably gonna go upside, right? So if it's going to start its up move, it's not going to stop here. It's just gonna go higher and higher, breaking this guy's stop loss and moving higher and higher. That's it. The other thing, what we could look at here is the market have made lower lows. That probably means that the people who think that is probably going to be bullish would have put their stop loss here, right? There have been they are also rated here. So the same thing here. Sometimes at the third rate. So there are a lot of people who've entered here. They got rated because they think that it was bullish. The same guys entered here. They think that after looking at this trend line break, they think that it was going to be bullish. They got rated too. Now this going to be probably our turn. The other thing that would make our strategy better is I've created another of my strategies that would tell me when the real change of character is gonna happen. So I'm going to show you guys how you could look or which is going to be the real change of character. And it's probably, I don't backtest it in NAS and other currencies, so it may not work on the other currencies, but I know for sure that it's going to work in EURUSD. So when it comes here, what I want to show you guys is you're going to bring this Fibonacci thing and draw it from one to the entire leg, right? Try to designate the entire leg, and as you can see, the market have made a break of structure, as probably most. Let's just do this, and most people would think that this would have been like a change of character. I mean, a break of structure, right? As I told you guys, I'm not that much of a good trader. I don't know all the concept, but I know what most people would think because I was here in the same position. I thought that market have finally break the structure here, so I would enter my short position like this, and I would have lost a lot of trades. So that's what I'm thinking. So most people who think that this was a break of structure got rated and the market actually come above the equilibrium. So the thing that is going to, solidify or add a confluence to that this is gonna be the end, that the market wouldn't come much higher than this place is that after you try to bring the Fibonacci from one top of the leg to the bottom of the leg, what you're gonna do is you're going to draw the equilibrium line here, as you guys can look. And what you're going to do is, let's just delete this part here. And what you're going to do is, if the market, this is gonna be, I've never told anybody about this thing, but it works fine, I didn't even tell my friend because if they would know, then the strategy would suddenly stop working because yeah, I know that's damn. But what I want to show you guys is this is the low. I mean, this is the high and this is the low, right? So if the market, when it's trying to make a break of structure, anything or change of character, I don't know, it needs to come above the equilibrium before it show us a change or a break of structure. If it didn't come to the above the equilibrium, what's gonna happen is probably this. Most people would take this as a break of structure and they would get rated. So it needs to come above the equilibrium and show us a break of structure. And probably it works better in the 4 hour time frame and 1 hour time frame. I wouldn't say that it wouldn't work in the 50-minute time. It works, but it got low accuracy. Most of the time I would get my trades wrong when I was trading this same strategy that works in 4 hour time frame in the 15 minutes. So what happened is it should come above the equilibrium price. Then after it comes to the above the equilibrium price, then this is the real change of character. This is the real change of character. So after this, what we think is that if the market is truly bearish, it shouldn't come above this high. You know, this is a high, right? As I told you, this is the high because it come above the equilibrium. So this is gonna be the high, and the market shouldn't be taking this, as you can see here, right? So the real change of character is going to happen is the same thing for this leg, by the way, guys. As you can see, the market come above the equilibrium, so this is going to be it. So what you're going to do is this is gonna be where we can say that the market have changed its character, and then after this, probably gonna go bullish. It's probably gonna go bullish. If it's if it's bearish, what it's going to do is needs to come above this equilibrium price as it did here. Maybe the other thing I would need to tell you guys is most of the time what the market do is when it comes above the equilibrium, it probably takes much liquidities that it found here. As you can see in this lake, there are a lot of liquidities here. These are also liquidities. So what the market tends to do is, if we are bearish, what the market needs to do is gonna come here and go and break this lows, and it's probably going to do that. Watching, let's see, just guys, let's just start the thing and let's see. So my expectation is it's going to do that. Yes, I know it's bullish, but what I'm thinking right now is when the market breaks this high, breaks this trend line, a lot of trend line traders would enter a long position here. So putting their stop loss around here. So I wouldn't guarantee that the market is gonna come and break this low, but it's probably gonna go a little bit like this before it show us any up move. That's my expectation, and let's see, man. So that's my expectation for right now. So let's try to, use different colors. This is gonna be the liquidity, right? As this gonna happen is as soon as those trend line traders get in the trade like this, probably they would have traded. See what happened? They would have lost this game because most of the time the market don't work for them. So as I told you guys, the price should have come here and take this liquidity. Sometimes you can't force the market, so let's just leave it there. But what I could think is, if we are truly bearish, we've rated these trend line traders, right? We have rated them. Now they're out of the game, right? Then we can use their liquidity to enter our position. That's the thing, right? That's the main point of being ICT trader, right? That's what you do. What they would do is they would enter as soon as these trend line traders got busted. So what happened here is these trend line lose a lot of money here. So what's gonna happen is probably gonna show us a bullish move. But for me to enter, what needs to happen is the first thing is this should be below the equilibrium, as you guys could see. And let's see. So because the market this is below the equilibrium, now what I wanted to see is that this is for this to be a valid low, the market need to break this high, the highs that I tried to show you guys. So the market need to break this high, then we could turn our bias bullish. But the thing is, the real change of character, this could be an inside accumulation or you know, an inside move. The real change of character is going to be here, not here, guys. But because we're going to lose a lot of price action waiting for the market to come all over here. So because of that, we need to go and inside and see that if the market break this, we could think of this as a low. But sometimes this most of the time this kind of things never works. Why? It's because you need to look at the bigger picture, not this kind of accumulation so that could happen inside the bigger picture, you know? What happened is this may not work. That's why that let's just leave it and see what's gonna happen. As I told you guys, but the thing is that I want to reinforce in your mind is that this probably not going to work. It may or may not, but it's just not going to be bad. You know, let's try to learn from it. That's why I try to designate here. I mean, try to show you guys if this gonna be a valid low if the market breaks this, but because this is in this big leg, uh, it's probably not going to work. Why? I could show you examples, man. I could show you example. The same thing happened here. You know, as you can see here, the market came below the equilibrium, right? Then this was a valid low. This was a valid low. But what happened is that because the market was inside this bigger move, and the bigger move was telling us that it was the market was bearish, it wouldn't go with this short time frame change of characters. That's why. So we should be following the bigger moves. As I told you, this is gonna be the real change of character, but because I don't want to lose any of the trades, I would try to enter if the market breaks this high, and I would show you how I would enter the trades. So if it's bearish, the market could go here, but I do think this is gonna be the end of the bearishness, and probably gonna break this trend lines and take this whole liquidity that it would find. Yeah, man, this ad break sucks. It's gonna interrupt us, right? You know, my voice could be deep because I got myself common colds lately. Let's wait for the market. You know, I know that you guys couldn't hear my voice. You know, I've already go through the live stream and listen to my voice, and it wasn't that much of high. So I need to, you know, increase the volume, but there's nothing here that showed me to do that. So probably got to stick with this. You know, we could try to change the time frame, but we could also try to go to the lower time frame. You know, inside this 4 hour, uh, this 4 hour leg, there are like much more price action we could find when it comes to lower time frame, right? The same thing, but the probability of the trade is going to decrease as you go to lower time frame because most of the institutions are trading in the daily chart, in the 4 hour chart, not on the 15 and 5 minute chart. So my strategy would stop working as soon as I go like 15 minutes. It works sometimes, and sometimes I will lose a lot of money, but in 5 minutes, most of the times I would gain myself busted or taken as liquidity. So we should stick to 4 hour or 1 hour. So 1 hour is great. You know, most I found this strategy while backtesting at the 1 hour, but I found after that I found that it works better in the 4 hours than 1 hour. That's why as soon as we start the chat, I go into the 4 hour time frame. But we could look at what the market is doing right now. So it's have build up liquidity and probably to takes this guys. As you can see, you shouldn't be trading trend lines because most of the time what's gonna happen is as soon as the market put them in the trade, and let's say that probably if I was going to be a trend line trader, I would put my stop loss here, right? Then what is gonna happen is they would probably going to be taken. So you guys shouldn't blindly follow other gurus what they told you. I mean, most of the gurus in the internet would tell them to enter short position around here and put your stop loss there. What's gonna happen is this, you know. When you see yourself that this kind of big engulfing candles, you shouldn't be entering the trade. Because most of the time they are big lies, you know. They would put you in the trade here and get you out of the trade within that instant. So as I told you guys, wait, okay, this as I told you guys, this below the equilibrium and this is great. This below the equilibrium. So when I try to extend our my Fibonacci from here, this low to this high, this is below the equilibrium. So let's see what's gonna happen, you know. I wish I didn't blow this account like I did with my earlier attempts. You know, you could see that my strategy working great here. What happened is, let's take this as a low, you know, extend our Fibonacci. This below the equilibrium, right? But it didn't show us any break of structure. So this low, as you can see here, this candle is below the equilibrium and it have showed us a structural shift, right? So what the market need to do with it shouldn't come lower than this. That's what the market did, right? So now let's see that if it's going to break this high, it's probably never gonna come below this low, you know. But if we were bearish, it's probably gonna go this way. But the real change of character is gonna happen if the market, you know, breaks this, and when the market breaks this, it's gonna set this as its low, right? Then what's gonna happen is if it's come and gets this, I mean breaks this, it's going to be the real change of character. But later in this live stream, I would show you guys what's gonna happen. You know, sometimes the market tends to do two change of character to set a lot of people out of their trades. So we're gonna learn about that too. You know, after I was backtesting. So the real thing happened here, as I told you guys, this is a change. I mean, this is a break of structure. So I would say that the market, when it comes to the 4 hour time frame, we shouldn't be looking at the 1 hour time frame. So what happened is because these lows are below the equilibrium, they're probably not going to be taken, right? Not going to be taken. But as I told you guys, we are inside this bigger bearish move. For the real change of character to happen, the market should break this. So we shouldn't be entering any trade before we looked at that the market would break this. You know, we shouldn't be entering here because what's gonna happen is if the market didn't break this high, what it is still bearish. So we need to wait, right? I wish I could enter a trade like this, but let's just wait for the market to show us the real there is change of character. And what we can do is we could enter this move. Okay, we didn't see any change of character yet. And the other thing what I could tell you guys is I shouldn't, you know, this trade is also not a great, not A plus trade. What happened is, let's say that even if the market breaks this high, what's gonna happen is it needs to come below the equilibrium, right? Below the equilibrium of this entire leg, like this. If we try to extend our Fibonacci, it needs to come below this low, right? Then, as I told you guys earlier, uh, like here, I told you that the market is not going to come and take people's out any liquidity that's going to find in the previous leg. So this is the previous leg, right? And the market tends to come and take any liquidities it could find, which is going to happen here. You know, this is a liquidity, right? In the lower time frame, this would have been like a great thing, but what happened is when it comes to the bigger picture, this is liquidity. So the market, what the market may do is it may come here and take us out and go to the upside. But let's just see. Let's just see, man. I didn't put this trade. I would put this trade as soon as I see this line broken. This below equilibrium right now. As I told you guys, if the market didn't break this, it's still bearish. Yeah, you're breaking, man. See how it reacts to the real lows? I mean, the real highs. This is the real high. This is the real low. And it reacts, you know, the market. If it were like fake highs like this, it would have broken it earlier in its attempt, in its first attempt. But because these are the real ones, the market shows kind of faces a big rejection, right? So what we expect is there's two things that we could expect right now. We could either enter a long position here, or we could wait that the market would come. So if the market, so there's two trades that I could enter right now. We could delete here, these things, our drawings now. It could be like it have been too crowded, right? But what I'm trying to tell you guys is the first thing is looking at the bigger picture. The market have showed us that it wants to go bullish. But what the market could do is, by the way, I'm a order block trader, or I use order blocks, or some people took this as a demand zone, but most of the time what I would use is I would use this entire region because it's below the liquidity. So what the market tends to do is it most of the time didn't even take this liquidity, so you should be inputting your entry points like this. So we could enter two trades. The first thing is that if the market is too bullish, it wouldn't come this way. All the entire so what I want to try to tell you here is that the market take a lot of times to go up there, right? Why should it come all over here to put us inside the trade? It's going to be time consuming, even thinking for the bigger markets, right? So the market wouldn't come here probably if it is too bullish. So the market was going to respect these low time frame lows, as I told you. These low time frame lows tends to be respected when that market is too bullish. So my expectation is that there are two trades that we could enter. The first trade is this because as I told you guys, most of the time the market tends to take those liquidities, any liquidities it would find in the previous leg. So this is a previous leg for now. So what is going to happen is the market would take this liquidity. There is also a liquidity here and show us a big move. So this is going to be our trade. This is the 4 hour time frame, and I know that this not going to be even. We're not going to even be possible to place this position because I do think that the market is not going to come here. But let's just do it, man. Let's risk 10% here. I'm not good at managing my risk, but this is going to be the trade for now. As I told you, this is a big accumulation and manipulation. This is a manipulation move, right? So we should be placing where our TP should be. Yeah, this is a perfect place. This is a perfect place. You know, I could tell you some complicated things I came up with, but just leave it. I would put my TP here. But it's probably not going to work. So that's why I'm thinking of entering another position here. As I told you guys, as I told you guys, this is, I don't know, the low, right? When it comes to the lower time frames, this is a valid low. Let's just extend the equilibrium, I mean the Fibonacci, and see that this is below the equilibrium, right? So what we're going to do is, if that's below the equilibrium, that means that this is a valid low. But let's just go to the 1 hour time frame. So if this position don't work out, this position is going to do it for us, make us our profit. Maybe, yeah, maybe we would lose two of them in a row, but yeah, that's fine, man. So as I told you that this is below the equilibrium, right? So what's gonna happen is this below the equilibrium and showed us a break of structure. So that means that the market shouldn't break this low, or else it is just bearish until it's reached this place, as I told you guys. So what we could do is the other thing is, oh man, I hate these hard breaks, because we're living in I'd rather not say it my country, man. My country name. Yeah, I'm not. It's not because I'm not proud of it. It's just because I don't want you guys to know where I live. Yeah, you probably know it. You can go to back to my other videos and see my language. Okay, what's gonna happen here is see the market have broken this high, right? Around here, this place. But what happened is it wasn't below the equilibrium. So when those kind of things happen, as you can see, it's not below the equilibrium, right? They are going to be used as a liquidity. So my whole thinking is that I should be entering a long position like this, but this is going to be, the risk is big. I could put my TP right the same place here, but what we could do is to make a much more money than this, we could put here, but the market may not come and get us onto the trade, so let's just put two trades here. we're here to learn. So what we would do is I'm going to put $50 for each. So I'm gonna risk 5% here. So you guys, while using this app, what you need to do is you need to select I don't know what you call these things. You need to select them before you go to here in the open positions. So I'm going to do the same thing here, and let's see what the market is going to do. I'm getting tired. By the way, this could be very boring for most of you guys, you know. There would be like a quiet moments here when I will try to take in what the market is giving me. And the live stream never helps. You should do it by yourself. So both of the trades work, but let's see. We're going to break even the price if the market breaks this high. That's gonna be the break of structure here. So we probably need to close this trade, right? Yeah, probably. But the market may come and try to backtest this place, but let's just close this one. So what I will do here is, because the market have already broken because the market have already broken this place, what we could do is, as I told you, this is going to be the valid low, right? The valid low. That means that the market needs, it shouldn't come to this place, right? It shouldn't come to this place. So, I'm risking this amount of time. This, this trade, which trade am I selecting? This one, right? This trade, I'm risking half of it right now. For this one, I'm already break even. Okay, that's great. But what I want you to, what I can show you right now is we could enter another position here as soon as this liquidity are taken. A position that looks like this. We can use our profit. We can try to look up profit. Let's just look some profit. I don't like this trade. Which trade? The bigger one, the big trade. Yeah, this one. So let's just close that position. Uh, yeah, this one. I don't like it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, safe. Yeah, probably. I told you. Okay, what we can do here is, what am I doing, man? Okay, okay, I got it. I got you, man. So let's first delete this part, and what we could do is, we should be we should bring the stop loss where, probably the place where the market is right now, to close the position. Because I didn't pay anything for this, they wouldn't let me. So we would close the position right there. Then what we can do is, we could break even this here, and what we can do is we could enter this position with the profit 88, right? So we could open a position there. Let's just risk $80 there. So that's going to be it. Let's just play it and see if the market going to come to this place. I told you that when the market is bullish, it's probably never come to these places. It's not going to respect for my strategy, because if it's bullish, it wouldn't get any time to come below the equilibrium so that I could enter the trade. It's just too bullish. So that's why you never need to close your positions. Just try to extend them, because you may not enter any trade. You may not find your trade, because when the market is too bullish, it's not never gonna come below the equilibrium. So that I never may find myself entering any trade soon. So that's why I would extend my profit. But I will try to take most of my TP here. Let's see. Probably the market may come to this place. Let's see. By the way, guys, you may think that I'm using right now on my another monitor to show me what's gonna happen right now, but let me swear for you guys, I'm not going to use it. I love losing game, man. I love it because those are the mistakes that are going to teach you the most out of it, right? Mistakes are going to teach you, not the profits. I haven't learned anything since we started this live stream. I haven't learned anything. I hope you guys found this is useful, but for me, I've already known this concept. So I haven't learned anything. That's why I prefer, I would try to stop this live stream. Maybe after I found a very good strategy that works, I'll try to tell you guys afterwards. After I finish finding the strategy, I'll try to live stream it, showing you why what I found. That's better for me. I haven't learned anything because while I was trying to describe the things that I'm looking at the market, you're not learning anything. That's why. But for you guys, let's just see what's gonna happen right now. And yeah, that's it. So for now, what we could do is, as you can see here, the market, I would say that it didn't come to below the equilibrium, right, guys? It didn't come to the below the equilibrium. So let's just wait. I'm going to show you something. So if this have came below the equilibrium, what I could do is I could put my stop loss here. That's how we take grant my ourselves some amount of money. But this trade works great around this time, man. But I was trying to trade with maybe it's because of my psychology, man. I was trying to trade with this lately, and I lost my funded accounts. It's probably because of my psychology. As you can see, I don't manage my risk. I put a lot of money inside them. That's my problem, I don't want to put this guilt on my trading strategy. So we got to wait, man. Okay, okay, great. So if both of these three trades didn't work out for us, we're probably gonna be still right at $1,000. We've break even this trade. We've put $80 here using this trade's profit. Probably gonna take this liquidity, man. Take it, man. As I told you guys, I told you that the market wouldn't come in. Sometimes, when I was trying to backtest it, I would put my entry point here, and the market would come around this place and just show me the big moves. I get myself very angry. That's why the market don't want us to profit. So what we should do is we should at least put our pending order a little bit above the way we want to enter, like this. If I have to put this position like that, I would have entered it, but it's probably gonna come, man. It's not gonna do this. It shouldn't be doing this for us, man. We've been here years trading the same currencies without making any profit. Man, this sucks. Probably gonna come here. Why? Why are you? Okay, now we're in position. Do you think this is gonna work? It's probably gonna go. Oh man. Okay. Okay. No. You should be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that, man. I got scared here. Great, great. No way, man. Please, please, Tala. You shouldn't be begging, You need to control your psychology, right? Oh shit, man. I don't like the accumulation. And most of the time, when there's like accumulation going on above your entry point, they wouldn't work out that much. But let's see that if we could draw any trend lines so that the market would come and try to take them out before taking us out. So there are probably a lot of people who've shorted here and put their TP here. And what's gonna happen if the market take us out? These guys are going to be profitable. So the best thing for the market to do is go up BAV, take these guys out, and if it is really bearish, it's gonna take us out too. That's my expectation, man. Okay, it takes these guys out. What's gonna happen, man? Are we going to be the next one? Yo, guys, I'm not lying. Let me just change the monitor here. I'm not using anything here. Yeah, this my second monitor. I could, try to change it to my first monitor if you guys want it. This is how I could change it to different monitors, right? So this is the thing you're looking at, guys, right now. So let's see. Let's see. Let's see, man. What we okay, okay, okay. Yeah, probably I'm out. Yeah, I'm out of this position, right? I'm out. Ah, shit, I lost it, man. I lost everything I made here. Yo, the thing that I've been telling myself is that I need to take some profit out of this position so that this never happens, you know? I thought that this liquid is going to be taken. Yo, man, it's because that I put it a little bit above, you know? I was hunting for this liquidity. Yeah, that's my fault, but the thing is, I still need to take some profit out of the position when I can. You know, I got a lot of things to change, but they probably don't work like this one. So we've lost everything here. So what I'm thinking right now is the market wants to come here, this line. Let's see. So we could enter a bearish move as soon as the market reaches this place, then it's going to turn bullish. Okay. Then after that, maybe after let's say flip $1,000 to $1,500, I'm gonna quit the streaming and go for myself and study the chart. You know, it's just I'm not used to such a things setting while like a video is recording your whole move. Man, what's happened to in the internet? What happened? What happened to the internet? Is the live stream still good, man? What happened to the internet? I didn't do anything, man. So let's just start, man. So, you know, this trade didn't work out for us. What we could do is, uh, let's just extend, you know. This is a change of character, right? As I told you guys, this is going to be the change in character. So let's just extend our Fibonacci here and see where is the equilibrium here. So probably this high is going to be taken as a liquidity and the market would respect this order blocks anything above that, you know. That's my expectation. So we could enter short position here. But if the market is really bearish, you know that it may not waste its time going up all over there. What it could do is, as you can see, guys, let's draw another extension here. It may come only above here, probably taking this liquidity and show us a bearish move. Okay, so I need to look at a change of character here. I mean a break of structure, guys. So that we could enter short position right here. Is going to take this liquidity. We're going to be here trading this entire short position. I hope this is a great trade, man. Let's risk 10% right now. I hope I don't lose this one. Ah, shit, man. This is like the gap. It was Friday, probably Friday, right? So this is just a new week opening up, as most of ICT traders use this part. See, this is how you know, sometimes you would lose the trade, you know. This probably would have worked if the market just give us a little bit and maybe we could keep it the entire weekend and see that Monday we were already out of the position with profit, man. That would have been great. So what we could do is we could enter a position here. You know, I hope you guys didn't forget about this 4 hour shit I was trying to tell you guys, man. So the profit's going to come put there. Let's just open it here and let's just wait. So we shouldn't be bearish, man. We shouldn't be bearish. But the thing I'm looking at right now is that the market may have showed us that it was it's big change of character, but were really bearish. Really bearish means that we were really bearish that because of that my whole strategy may not work. The thing I was trying to show you is I shouldn't have taken this as the high. What I've did is that this is a bigger move, right? So what I could do is bring this extension. Yo, okay, okay. So this is probably above the equilibrium, right? Yo, this doesn't make any sense, you know? I want you guys to go through the trading strategy and see this strategy. If it works for you, it's fine, you know? I want you guys to make profits. Just use this strategy, you know? I don't care. Right now it's probably gonna be a losing game here, but you know, I've made some mistakes around here. I should be using the right things, but let's just leave it here. Okay, I used this one. This was the wrong one, probably, but let's see what's gonna happen, you know? You never know. The market may start moving to the upside, right? And the other thing is, I shouldn't be targeting that, huh? Right? Okay, okay. Okay, I got you, man, I got you. The target is also perfect. Should we break even? I wouldn't say you shouldn't, because most of the time when I break even my trade, the market would come again, take me out of the position, and show me the big moves. And you get yourself very annoyed, you know? So what it's doing is it's building up liquidities. This liquidities is not for now, man. It's go when the market. Okay, wait. What's happening right now? So this liquidity is not for now. What these are meant to be for the future, you know. When after the market showed us, and this just going to be, you know, looking the whole view as optimist. What's going to happen is the market's gonna break this, and we all make profit. That's the first thing. The second thing is that after market make us in profit, we're going to come all over here and take these people out of this, out of their positions, and would enter another trade that looks like this. Just kidding, man. This no never going to happen. Let's just go back to where it was. Okay, this is great. This is great. Let's see. Yeah, I would, you know, I would most break even the trade uh, at this point. You know, at this point, yeah. Okay, let's see, let's see. So while I was using this trader casa, you know, there was a time I was tricking them. What I would do is, as you can see, guys, in the lower time frame, the market have already showed us a change of character, right? This is a change of character. As I told you guys, this was a low. This one is a low. So we've seen a lower time frame change of character. You know, you can use it as a confluence, but it's not that much of useful. I found very cool tricks that you guys could use to remove ads. You know, there are a lot of websites. Like, let's go to 10 fast finger here. I hope the stream is going well, guys. So when it comes to this kind of live streams, what you guys could do is, it's probably gonna show a lot of ads here. What you could do is go to inspect mode and going to select the live, like this whole ad thing. And why is it not showing the ads today? But if it were going to show ads here, what you could do is you're gonna select it and hit backspace. So it's going to delete the entire code that's dedicated for showing the ads. Then what you could do is you could do whatever you want without looking at any ads. Man, yeah, I'm kind of, you know, not good at this kind of thing. Let's say yes, I have been training to type faster. Oh man. Oh man. You know, if I read any good comments, I would may continue on live streaming this kind of things. Good comment meaning that if somebody found, oh my God, see what's gonna happen? I shouldn't be talking while I'm, typing. Okay, okay, oh man, it's probably going to be a very bad, the result. Okay, so man, see what I did? I delete that code, so it's not showing me how much I get from that. So I got to do it again, you know. For, for this, I would try to make it better. My browser would type faster than me. Okay, okay. Uh, why? Why? Okay, okay, good, man. Oh, I forget to put easier. Okay, 61 word per minute. That will do it. My high score is 72 word per minute. This is going to be the end of our live stream. I'm really sorry, guys. Yeah, I put a note that we're going to reach $500. If this trade is gonna work out, this is gonna be the end of it, and I will try to dedicate at least six. I'm not just kidding, man. I would probably going to study 1 hour and try to watch movie or something, do something. Maybe look live streams. But I'll try to put some work and see if I found a strategy after finishing. If I found a very good strategy for USD, I would try to continue on to gold. And if I found another gold, very good gold strategy, I would go and continue and find myself Nas Nasdaq or something. You call them indices, right? I would try to find another strategy for the indices, and that's going to be the end of it. Then what is going to, what that's going to bring for me is that if I don't find myself in any trade in euro and found it difficult, if the market is not moving in a great way, we could go to my gold. I mean, we could go to gold and use my gold strategy. If there is no trade too, we could go to NAS and try to use NAS strategy that I would find. And probably, everything, if everything, okay, is probably gonna take us out of the position. That's why I told you guys you shouldn't be breaking even your trade. So what I will do is the market could probably, come to where I put my break even. But what we can do is we could put our stop loss there. We could reduce it, right? That's the best thing we could do right now. You could use monkey type too, guys, if you really love to have yourself, type much faster. Okay, reject non-essentials. So you could go to 50 seconds and try, to impress your friends like what I'm doing right now. 79, as I told you guys. Probably it's just because that I put it in 50 seconds. If it were like 1 minute, it probably don't work for like that. Man, man. Okay, let's just leave it. Let's just do something, man. Because we've seen already a 1 hour change of character. We could enjoy a trade that looks like this. As I told you, I could have put this here, but most of the time the market may not come to this place. So let's just put it that way and put another trade so that I could finally, end this stream, you know, and go and try to find another strategy. I should be managing my risk. This is why I most of the time blow my offended account. I get too excited and I would put like a lot of trades. Yeah, that's why. I was thinking this. Yeah, the market may not come to this place. It have already done it. This should have been the place where I've entered the trade. But let's just put it here. If the market's gonna come again, it may just go boom, man, to the upside. I hope this is like a bullish move, man. If I'm trapped in a bearish move, all turns to be all turns to be bad. And probably, my the voice quality of the stream is probably very bad, right? Okay, let's just try this shit and go to the live stream. So probably uh, this is going to be the place where you I need to check my. Okay, the lives have been going for how much hour? Probably 30 minutes, right? Yeah, yeah, the voice quality is still very bad. Oh man, is this my voice? You guys couldn't even hear what I was trying to say here. Man, I need to fix this. Okay, okay, let's just leave it. I will try to fix it, guys. Okay, please come. I want you guys to be there on my second stream. I will try to fix the also sound quality and everything. If there is at least one guy who's seen this video, that is going to be great for me. You know, knowing that there's somebody looking at you, that's great, man. So what the market is doing is just building up this liquidity. So I'm loving what it's doing right now. So I would put what I would do is in these kind of cases, I would try to risk much more than this. What we could do is, I hope the market did as well here. By the way, guys, no, 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 no. We shouldn't be doing this. I was going to gamble a lot of money here, like putting 200 position here. So what I was thinking here is, guys, what I was thinking here is I could close this position, this big position, with a profit, like where it is right now, and could put that position into our second trade, which is here. But that's just too risky. Should we do it? Yeah, probably. We need to do it, man. Let's just close the first trade. So what I'm thinking right now is the market may not come to this place, may not come and put you in the trade. Most of the time, what the market do is as soon as it shows those guys to enter a short position, it would go a little bit like below here and break them out. It may not come and reach this place. So that's why let's just put two of the trades. If the market starts to come, I don't know what to do here in this kind of scenarios, man. But let's see. The market may react. You know what my expectation is? Because the market have build the liquidity, it's gonna rocket to the upside. Go boom. My expectation. Yeah, probably to the downside, man. As I told you, there's going to be like the liquidity that the market. There are a lot of trend line traders who've entered this position, this short position, and it looks great. They think that they are making money. Let's just put them what they think. They probably put their TP like that, and let's see them getting busted. Ah man, they did. As I told you guys. So thank God I didn't not close my first trade. Yeah, I should be closing this one. This one never works. Me, 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 me. So we've seen another change of character, right? If the market breaks this, it's going to be another break of structure. So what we could do is we could try to enter a position here. Probably that looks like this, but this kind of trade never works out. So what the market probably going to do is going to come. Yeah, it needs the first thing is it needs to be below the equilibrium, right? As I told you guys, it needs to be below the equilibrium. So our entry position probably needs to be below this. So what we could do is something. This would have been a great, but most of the time the market may not come to that place. So something like this. But I wouldn't be placing that position because I mean this trade is enough to reach our today's goal, which is going to be 5 bandos, man. So we've seen change of character, right? Nope. Probably. Let's just go here, and this is going to be the change of character. So we need to wait. We need to wait. Great. Now this is a change of character. Let's say, sometimes you shouldn't be taking this kind of, candles as a change of character. There probably could be a liquidity graph. You know. By the way, guys, okay, never mind, never mind. We're doing great. Yeah, I could tell you a lot of things that I found here, but because I didn't write any scripts about them, you guys, it's going to be, I'm going to make it complex for you guys because the first thing is I couldn't even speak English that much because of that. It's going to be much complex for you guys, so I'd rather leave it for another day and maybe I come back to it after writing a script that's dedicated for that thing. Great, great, great. Yeah. By the way, guys, you may think, when I was looking at other trading, other traders live streaming, I do think that it was fake. But I don't know how I could prove this thing to you guys. But I'm not using anything here. What I could do is, I could show you that I'm going to use only one monitor here. That would have been great, man, if we'd done it first. So what we could do is second screen only. Okay, I'm going to show you again, so that it would put it in the live stream. So as you can see, it is second screen only. So I got only two screens. You need to believe me on that, and I'll put it in the second screen only. So that I'm streaming. Oh my God, this thing happened, right? Thank God I've saw it right now. So the live streaming is working right now, right? So let me just show you what I show you guys. I put it in the second screen only. So you guys need to believe me. I don't, even my phone is like dead on charger, so I got nothing. I don't need to look at the charts. And the other thing, okay, the other thing that I could use as a proof is, you know, at this point, you know that I'm broke, right? Then let's just go here, go to the 1 hour time frame, and see that the market trading view is going to put me around this place. And let me just go here, 1 hour time frame. So where we are is probably, see, we're not even in able to go much beyond that. So because of that, you guys need to believe me. I put two things here. The first thing that I couldn't, even I was trying to hide something that I was trying to show that, oh man, is this it? No, 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 this was around this time, probably around here. We're around here, I don't know where we're, but we're probably here. So I'm not hiding anything. Most of the time when people's, when I look at what happened is that I was even, trying to find a strategy and I was looking somebody's live stream. And the other thing is when you guys are in this kind of position where the market is like you know, at the middle of your stop loss, you shouldn't be scared because most of the time what it tends to do is going to there are a lot of people who've shorted here. What they will do is their profit is probably going to be here, you know. So I would think I would think about this like this. So these guys who've shorted here, you need to look at this trade, man. This trade. These guys who've shorted it would probably put their TP here. So what the market tends to do is it have worked for them. They should, if they are if they are real trader, they should have took a lot of profits around this when the market takes this liquidity, right? But what they would do is that some people are gambler. They want to make much more profit than they do. So they would try to extend their profit. So what's gonna happen is if the market come to this place, those guys are going to be successful. So what it will do is it's just going to stop around here and show us uh, is gonna take them out of the place. The same thing that could happen here. You know, when I was learning about this, I blow up a Fended account. This is the same thing that made me blow my Fended account, my first Fended account. What happened is I was sure that the market is going to take this liquidity. I was sure, man. I put my entire Fended here. So I entered like a long position somewhere here. Sorry about me. My voice is kind of getting cracky. I should be drinking water and I got nothing here. So what happened here is that I was sure that the market is probably gonna take this one. So what I did is I put my TP there, you know, and as soon as the market, let's say that this is probably in the lower time frame, you know, for the convenience of this analogy I'm trying to give you guys. Let's say that I've entered the trade right here, this candle, and I'll put my TP here. So because there are a lot of traders who sure that this is going to be taken. I mean, we are too, right? I told you that it's going to be taken out. But the thing here is that you shouldn't be entering this kind of trade. What probably going to do, the market is probably going to do is the market wouldn't take this high at one go. What it would do is most people are going to be excited because they know what the market is going to do and probably going to enter this kind of trade that looks like this. So what it does, it takes them out. What happened, man? There's kind of construction going on in my neighbors. So what it would do is it's going to take them out. If the market would have, taken this high, these guys could have turned out in profit, and me, I would have passed my funded account. You guys ready? See? But the market don't want anybody to be successful. That's why it would take us out. I was, by the way, using Equity Age as a broker. They were really fine, but let's just everything is. I need to get the blame, okay? I don't blame it on Equity Age. It's me. It's me. Everything is my trouble. Let's just finish up the stream, man. We're probably like for an hour, right? Where is the time? See, for 1 hour and 11 minutes. Okay, where is this stop button? Okay, we need to pause it, eh? Because as I told you guys, if the market is really bullish, it may not come to these places. So you should be extending your profit. But when I say extending, you need to also to bring up your losses a little bit above. As you guys can see, what we could do here is that okay, is this below the equilibrium, man? Thank God it's below the equilibrium. This low is below the equilibrium. So what we could do is we could okay, let's just delete this part. You guys have seen it, right? We could put our stop loss here. So if the market is gonna give us another valid low, we're just gonna trail our stop loss and our TPs so that we could make a lot of money. So today's goal is going to be $500, probably here, somewhere there. So let's just do this. Okay, we could, go here and use a bigger time frame. I don't want it to be fast. I could learn a lot of things from this part, but for the sake of this stream, right? So what I'm thinking right now is, I love this strategy. Well, I found this when I was trying to, there was a competition, a contest between traders, and I don't know how I trade. I need to trade USD, and I was just going through a lot of things, and I found this thing. That's working fine, right? As you can see, guys, it's working fine. You know, you guys could put a lot of confidence and try to show me. Okay, you can put any comments in this video. Please don't make it an insult. It's probably going to suck in my heart and it's going to hurt. But you guys could, show me what you did with this strategy, and I'm really love to learn. You know, that's how we could advance in our trading, right? The same thing, I told you that we should have entered the short position, but because that this is a real bullish move, as you guys could see, this short position would probably not going to work. Yep, let's see. We could bring it in on, we could have break even the trade, but that's just stupid. What we could do is we could add another trade, but I'm probably going. This just sucks, man. It's 1 to 1. Nobody wants to make this kind of money. Let's just put it, man. Probably going to work, right? Let's just going to risk 10% here. So this profit would cover our losses, the profits that we made from this one. See, okay, man. I don't think that I made a mistake here. The market may do the same thing that it did here. as you guys could see, the market is fractal. It may do the same thing that it did in the daily time frame, in the 1 hour time frame. So we just need to wait, man. I hope this trade turned out to be, profit, and I finally got to end this live stream. Thank God, man. So what we could do is, if we're going to look at a structure shift, a structure shift, we're going to put our stop loss right there, man. As I told you guys, there are a lot of people who've entered a long position here, trying to hunt for this liquidity. You shouldn't be doing that. Great, great. Now what we can do is, it have given us much more better places that what I shouldn't be doing this, but the market have come below the equilibrium, right? But the thing is, you shouldn't be putting your stop loss here. This is an inside. The market is probably gonna use this kind of things as a liquidity, because the market didn't even break the structure. If the market would have broken this structure, this is just the thing, man. This is the dope. I need to tell you this. You need to stress this. What I was trying to say is, if the market have broken this structure and show us another lower low and go to make another higher high, meaning that it went below the equilibrium, what we could do is we could put our stop loss here. But the thing here is that the market didn't show us the structure shift. So that means that it's probably one of these kind of things that the market's gonna use as liquidity. One of these things, man. One of these things. Where is my entry, man? One of these things. As I told you guys, uh, there are like inside of this, there were there would be like very good trades, but what the market did is take them as a liquidity. The same thing here. you know this is the when we are trying to show up this lows, the real lows, we should be first need to look at that the market have already make a break of structure, uh, before making that low. Before, when the market needs to make a shifting structure or anything before making that dive below the equilibrium low. I hope you guys got me, right? So what we could do is, but in this case, so that we are trying to keep our profit, what we could do is we could put our stop loss. You know, this would have been a great idea. So what we could do is, let's put the stop loss for this one there. For this one, we could put it here. For our first trade, we could put it right there. So by the way, guys, this is for the gamblers like me, and the real guys who want to trade. They should be putting the stop loss right here. Shouldn't be putting here, because what the market tends to do, and as I told you guys, the market tend to use them as a liquidity, because yeah, even though this went below the equilibrium, guys, it first needs to show us a structure shift, because before it does that. So probably going to be used as a liquidity. Oh, okay. Yeah, probably, as I told you guys, it's probably going to be used as a liquidity. I should have taken profits here, man. Okay, 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 okay. Let's close this trade. What we could do is we could try close this trade and re-enter another position here. That looks like this. As I told you guys, some people, may think that this high is going to be taken out of the position. It's probably go because of the internet, man. I never speak like this. It's probably going to be. You should be blaming the internet when you got, when it's very hard for you to speak. What I was trying to say is, there are a lot of people who've entered the long position around somewhere here in this fair value gap. Maybe ICT traders thinking that this is going to be broken. But the thing is, the market don't do such a thing, man. There are a lot of people, even me. I would have entered when I was trying to pass my funded account. I would have entered a long position here, so that the market is probably gonna come here. But what that tends to do is the market would break you, use you as a liquidity for these guys. When I say these guys, I mean this trade, man. It's going to use all the traders who have entered long position here, and use them as a liquidity so that we could make, you know, should be risking like much higher because we have already made a profit there. Yeah, yeah, man. No, no, 10% is enough. 10% is enough. I shouldn't be gambling there. Let's see. Okay, great. As I told you guys, you should be putting your entry point somewhere around here. Yeah, I should have done that, man. I should have done that because the market may not come again to the same place. If we are really I mean, if we are really bullish, the market shouldn't come to my entry point. If we are really bullish, I'm sure about that. If we are really bullish, the market shouldn't come to my entry point, man. Because why do it need to like spend another time here where when it can go like above round somewhere like that? Okay, 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 man. Okay, okay. This could be a change of character, man. But the market should be, yeah. As I told you guys, the market have gone, below the equilibrium, as you can see, below the equilibrium right here, and showed us a change of character. You shouldn't be taking this kind of candles as a change of character, but for this sake I didn't tell you any other confirmation, right? So what we could do is we could like if I was the real trader I was talking about, what I could do is I could put my stop loss here. Yeah, I need to put it here. I need to put it there, man. So this trade is not going to be successful. So let's just delete this one. But I need to put it there, but I don't like this kind of candles, man. It's probably because of the news, right? This probably news. So I'm probably what the market probably going to do is going to take me out of the position and show me this kind of move. That's my expectation. So I should be bring this here this and would enter another position like we did earlier, The same thing, okay? I was not being decisive earlier. So what I was trying to say here is sometimes I would use this as a change of character, because the market have broken this. I probably would put myself in a long position somewhere here and get sucked, would lose at the end. Probably. Let's just see what the market's going to do. Yeah, I probably may. Okay, man. Straight to my stop loss. Straight to my ass, man. So we're really bearish, As soon as we break this, I know that we were really bearish. The way we break it, we're really bearish. But let's see. We shouldn't be taking anything here. Okay, okay, we're surviving. Man, we're out of the position right now. Now we're bearish. I don't know where the market. So what happened is that, uh, yeah, I told you that my TP was here. I, as I told you guys, so you should be taking profit anywhere we could find. We could have taken profit as soon as the market breaks this thing. And the other thing that I could say here is that when something such a thing could happen, you should go to the higher time frame because higher time frame bullish move, like when it comes to the 4 hour time frame, higher time frame bullish move is a lower time frame bearish move. What happened is this trade is still valid, the trade that I've entered. Okay, we got to relax for 50 seconds. Thank God, man. So this trade is still valid as I told you guys, but we have already took our position out around this place. But we need to see, okay? What I would think is that because the market didn't break this high, we're still in kind of bullish bearish move, The market have already showed us that it have broken the structure, right? It's bullish. Now it needs to break this one for us to think that it's going to go even higher. That's just break of structure. This is change of character here, and this is going to be the break of structure. But the market is not doing that. So what it could do is, I don't know, it could do everything here because we're like inside the move here, inside between these 2 points here, and this is going to be the break of structure. This is going to be the change of character. This the market would break this if we are really bearish, and this is going to be where the market needs to go if we are bullish. And let's see that if we could find any other trade here. What happened is that a lot of people may have injured. Okay, I forget about this thing, man. We should have been drawing our trend lines so that to look further on the liquidities that the market made. So see, there were liquidities, so that's why the market was coming, here. So my expectation is we could do this. What I was expecting is that a market have probably came lower here, but what we were just following here it was first we need to draw Fib here. See, I told you this wasn't. This was above the equilibrium, It didn't come below the equilibrium. I don't know why I fall to that trap, man. Oh man, I don't want to enter on market price, but this would have been like a great position that we could enter if the market is gonna come. Thank God. Just go, man. Because what happened is most people, as soon as the market showed them this kind of little move, they would break even the trade. So what the market tends to do is most of the time would come again and show us this kind of move. I hope it does that. Ah man, I didn't make any from this move. I was predicting the entire time, but I was out at the end. Yeah, okay. I should have seen this, man. I should have seen this coming. And okay. So we're bullish, as I told you guys in the 4 hour. You can see that we're bullish, and I hope that like this is below the equilibrium. I don't know where I need to enter a position now. Like this is probably the end of you know what I was trying to say is you guys, aside from our past experience, the market didn't break a structure here, and it makes this low, which is below the equilibrium, right? But it does that before it breaks the structure. So when these kind of things happen, these are probably gonna be liquidities. But because we are in the higher time frame, like in the 4 hour time frame, the market is not going to come all over here to prove our trading strategy works. So we could like put a long positions here and make a profit there, but we need to know that it's probably bullish here. We need to draw like other liquidities. I hope this. Okay, great, great, man. So this should have been like the place I should be hunting for my TPs, but it have been already taken. So maybe in the 4 hour time frame, we could use another trend lines somewhere here. Man, what happened to my internet? It's working fine, right? What happened? What happened? See the thing? This is why you shouldn't be using a unpaid service. Man, fuck it, man. I don't know how. I don't need. So because I don't got anything to look at this the left side, man. I'm going to just put this position and see. Let's just open. So the whole thing pauses. I'm going to show you something you guys don't like about this website. When you refresh the things, it's going to erase everything that you've drawn here. I got running nose, guys. I got to go to the toilet and catch up with you guys. But let's just refresh it. Okay. Man, what happened into? Okay, now we could look and see if there are any liquidities that the market could do. This would have been like a very good liquidity. Like there is a reason why I'm not marking this, but it's probably going to be taken too. But there is a reason why why I've marked this. I could try to explain it, but it's going to take me hours, man. That's just gonna be complex. So let's try, right? Trying wouldn't be that difficult. Just go to trading view. Like this is just a theory, a hypothesis. I didn't prove it. You guys need to do that for me. At this time, we've lost the main trades. We shouldn't be, when you are trying to look at the things here, we've put our stop loss here because that we thought that this was a real low, but we've made a mistake. I don't know why we've done that, but the thing we should have done here is this, you know, and sometimes when such a things could happen, such a things meaning that when the market is above the equilibrium, but you guys may think that, I mean, that's just a little peep, right? 2 pips, that's not going to hurt, right? It's probably going to do this kind of things. So what we should look for is the market to come around this place. Yo, this place is great. This place, you know, you shouldn't even believe this kind of weeks, Even if the market came below the equilibrium, but it was small pips, the market probably would come later to take it out. So this region is great. This region, this region is great around this place, around below this line. The thing is, below this line is great. I hope you guys got this thing. What I'm trying to say here, and let's try to explain what I was trying to say about why I was just handfully trying to select things. As I told you, I wouldn't select this one. I wouldn't select this one. Would have select this part, and as you can see, the market have taken it out. So let's see why I would select that part. This trade, this is a long position, thinking that the market is probably going to take this trend line, this whole trend line liquidity. And let's see. I mean, we got a chance, right, man? We're probably going to go. Yeah, we should have placed our stop loss there and see, They probably may do such a thing, man. This You should be optimistic at the same time pessimist. Let's just try to draw something here for you guys. I don't want to delete this part. Maybe go somewhere here. So why I was selecting that part is, this trend line traders, they need at least two pivots to draw the trend line, right? Let's use this as one of the pivot points. So if they were going to draw a line, how are they going to draw a line? The line could be here, the line could be somewhere like here. You know, this could be also the line, the trend line, right? This could also be the trend line. Okay, we rather could use like more another of these things than just changing their direction, The trend lines could be this. So there are like multiple options that these guys could draw a trend line when it comes to one points, right? But what these trend line traders do is they need at least 2 pointers so that they could use it perfectly. It's technically draws this part, man. You need guys to forget about that. What I was talking about is they need at least 2 points. So they're probably going to draw it like this, right? Now they are not going to enter any short position here, most of the traders, because they didn't enter a trade here. They just used these two highs as a point to draw their trend lines. The same thing. Then their real strategy is going to bring, or they are going to bring their short position right here, something like that. Put their stop loss here, profit like this. Then the market may do this for them. But what the market would do is, for those gamblers who didn't take their profit out of the position, is going to come and take these guys out. And probably going to take this one too, because Now I see I learned something. Most people who've entered the short position wouldn't bring their stop loss here. They may have like break even the trade soon, so that maybe here what the market did is taking out those break even trader, but their real stop loss is here, maybe here. Their real stop loss. So because of our newly acquired, knowledge here, we could try to look and see that if the market could go even higher. While drawing this trend line, the market have already taken this, right? But I don't know. I don't know. I haven't been a trend line trader, so I don't know if these guys could put their stop loss there. But let's say just look for this trend line, and most of the time, yeah, probably going to be taken out. This thing is going to be taken out. The other thing I could give you an advice is, guys, while you're trading, you need to hunt for not to the absolute highs like this. You shouldn't be hunting for this one. Because most of the time, as I told you guys, most of the time what the market tends to do is it would go around this place, it would go around this place and show us like a very big nosedive to the downside. The same things that have happened here. People who've entered a long position somewhere here, putting their TP here, wouldn't be successful because what happened is the market would take them out, in some cases. So what you should do is most of the time take your profit in the second liquidity that's just below this is for long scenario, for long positions you need to take your most of your profit, if not the entire position, out. Okay, out in this kind of places, because I would say probably they are going to use most of the liquidities they are going to get here, the institution, to get out of the position. Maybe if we are really bullish, they would use it to put another long position there. So because we think that the market is going to come to the next yellow line, we could, try to enter long position in the 1 hour somewhere here. See when the market is, man, I got to, what happened here? So when I told you that when the market is too bullish, you shouldn't be waiting for the market to come below the equilibrium. Most of the cases it wouldn't do that. Maybe even if it does that, it's probably, you know, does that before I mean after it takes this liquidity. For this kind of cases, what you guys going to use this, man, at least just give us a chance, man, before you take that liquidity. Come around here. So as I told you guys, that's it. That's it for today. I mean, we need to end the live stream, man. It shouldn't be this long, right? Godspeed. Goodbye, guys. I hope you guys love the stream. I hope I shared something useful for you guys. This is going to be the stream. If you guys love this kind of stream, I would, continue on uploading videos constantly. And this is going to be the end of it. Goodbye. How am I going to stop streaming? Bam.